Here we go. So we're following Dan Tamak. This is the board 3 from Florida. Up against Palpatine Did No Wrong. Hot take. Hot take indeed from one of the Cal Poly players. Enrico Domingo. Interesting. All right, let's move this down. And let's move this up. Here we go. Let me adjust the board so we can see all the names. Man, the Palpatine Did No Wrong name. Pretty long. Let's just cut him off. We don't need that whole name there. Let me see here. That looks good enough. Thanks, Jag. I appreciate it. That would have been nice to know a while back. So Temple A and UCLA B both winning by a score of 11-5. Although ASU has a penalty point in their match. But yeah, this is the third match here. We got Florida versus Cal Poly B. Let me update the title. This is Division 6. All right. So, yeah. I don't think this is the last match for today. We do have potentially Utah versus University of Illinois, Chicago, in 2 hours from now, I believe. So I'll have an hour break. Hopefully get some food, and I'll be back. But yeah, for now, we got Florida versus Cal Poly Pomona B. This is a Division 6 match. So anything can happen with these teams. You never know, which is honestly the most exciting. Okay, so we have 2 of the boards underway. We are missing 2, then. It's basically what that means. Praveen and Vishwa. The top 2 boards from Florida. So, Palpatine Did No Wrong. Board 2 from Cal Poly B. Looking to beat Dante Mack, who is the board 3 from Florida. So, Palpatine. Enrico with the time advantage of about a minute. Look at this. What is this move? Knight here. That's insane. Knight tail. What happens if you do pawn takes? Okay, get ready to be amazed by this. I think the point was queen here to threaten mate, but there's a lot of defenses this being one of them. There was also this. There was also this. So that is not mate anymore. Black is defending us. It is at least, what? Is it 2 pawns for the piece? No, wait. They were already down a piece. No? They just took with the knight. So it looks like the bluff was bought. I don't know what's wrong with F takes. This is going to be great. We're going to love this. I need to stream more Division 6 matches, I think. But yeah, definitely this. Maybe F5 would have been better. I don't know. I like this idea, just hitting the bishop. And then after, maybe you could play D4. Also, maybe just this. And yeah, D4 is a threat. So probably you want to move the king off this diagonal. Or you want to play here. So let's see. How are they going to continue on? Here we have Joffrey, Jaguana, 1400 versus Z8 Apple Pie, Zachary Freeman. It's rated 1000. So this is board 1 versus board 4. And it looks like, yeah, a rook and a pawn were dropped. So probably B2 was hung as well as... Wait, no, what am I talking about? There's a rook. Where did the rook go? Bishop here, queen takes, bishop takes, knight takes. Very interesting trading there. But at the end of the day, yeah, jag here, up a rook and an exchange and a pawn. So they should be able to convert that. Black's looking pretty good there. Going back to Dante's game against Palpatine. Rook takes, missed. Bishop here, pinning the pawn. Rook takes would have been gnarly. Fall with the bishop and the queen here, man. Yeah. Alright, so bishop here instead. Queen short on squares. Rook takes. Okay. There's bishop takes and rook takes again. There's also like queen takes, rook, and then take. Yeah, so that's pretty smooth. So probably queen takes here would have been a little bit better, but nope. So it is up a piece here for Palpatine. Enrico. I'll just call him Enrico. It's probably better. So bishop f3 looks really annoying. Followed by rook here. Takes. Then rook here. Hello, Braden. Good to see you. Yeah, Dante low on the clock as well. Yeah, down a piece. Not too happy. Not too happy for white, unfortunately. So bishop g4. Maybe just trying to play rook f5 or f5. No, defending the pawn. That makes sense. I would have missed that. Ooh, that's a free piece. There we go. Resignation. So Palpatine with the first point of the day. Alright, let's look at Jag's game. So Jag up a lot of material, but down on the clock. Zachary, maybe gonna go for the dirty flag. Ooh, but there's a fork of the bishop and king and resigns. So Cal Poly B, strong start with their top 2 boards getting the wins. No idea where Florida's top 2 boards are. Those games have not started. The Empire is, yeah, we'll see. The Empire strikes back, man. we need uh we need someone with the force on their side from Florida. Unfortunately, though, it looks like the force is not with Florida right now because they're missing 2 boards, and it's their top 2 boards. So they still have 4 or so minutes before they forfeit any games. Gainesville last night. I don't know where Gainesville is. I'm sorry. Oh, is that where Florida is? I thought they were in Miami. Gainesville, Florida? I don't know. I don't know. Palpatine for the win. Well, he won the first one. He struck his opponent down. Uh, and in this game, it's pretty early. He's been thinking here. Okay, queen here, opposite the king. Probably just castle. Yep. So Zachary, bottom board for Florida. Gonna see if he can take down Palpatine. Enrico. And Florida is still looking for their top 2 boards. Okay, so Jag and Dante have started. Aguana. All right, so what's going on here? Both sides about even on both the clock and the position. So pawn here, interesting. Saving the b2 pawn. Probably want to bring the bishop out. Here seems pretty reasonable in my mind. No, just going d7, a little passive. Okay, knight coming in. Fall by queen here would be very annoying. So that's a big threat. So you probably want to kick the knight out, in my opinion. This is not a piece you want to stay here, for sure. So Palpatine with evil intentions. Looking at some gnarly queen moves. Yes, h6. Kicking the knight back. Knight has to retreat. Probably you want to go to one of these two. Don't really want to go here, allowing this capture. Unless you want to open the G file. Get the king over, rook over. Bishop takes, but it's committal, to say the least. Instead, the knight goes to e4, very centralized square. We could see the knight kicked again. Instead, just centralizing the rook. The queen is hit. Probably here. You could go to. Queen up. Opposite the knight. But also looking to come here, perhaps. All right, so what's going on here? This is a threat. Actually, could that have already been a threat? Probably. Oh, wait. Hold up. Knight here, rook here. Hello. Howdy doody. So both players, so queen here, knight here hits the queen. But it, knight is also attacking c2. So the pawn gets some love. The rook is defending c2. So the knight can no longer take on c2. So Zachary's going to have to come up with a new plan here with his knight. And he's got to watch out. This is a fork here. So yeah, he gets the queen out of there. The queen leaves. Bishop takes right away. That knight was no longer welcomed. So bishop takes, so everything is back to normal. Rook now opposite the queen. I think bishop here seems pretty reasonable. No, the queen comes back. So Praveen is here playing Nintaz. So this is top board versus fourth board. So Praveen getting that first round in, which is good to see. I think they were technically late, but the players have started their match, so they're going to play this one through. We're just waiting on Vishwa. All right, let's stick to this game here. So we missed the queen. We missed the queen. The rook is hanging, so you could go here. And, we've seen so far the knights, the queens are impervious to the knights, so maybe this would be a good move. I don't know. Although rook here just doubling would also be fine. Both players with about a minute. I still like this bishop idea, just opposite the queen. So now this is a blunder. G6 gives us a nice juicy square for the knight. Will Palpatine find it? Yes, he does. And now knight takes with check as well. So Palpatine finding the fork, winning the exchange. Bishop takes, maintaining at least a rook on. Doubling the rooks here, threatening to take on e8. Bishop now hits the queen. Will we see white go in for f7, hanging their queen again? Or will the queen move? Queen goes to f4. This is the threat. Rook here. That's dangerous. Also, queen here as well. So bishop here, preemptively defending f7. Queen gives check. You don't really want to go here. I mean, you know, it's hard to say. The queen is covering this. So you have to move the king. You kind of have to. King h7. Good choice. So now queen can take here for sure. Okay, pawn push. Trying to open this up. Also getting a flight square. Very good long-term idea. No bank rank anymore. So Palpatine up the exchange here. Will they grab a pawn? Or will they want more? Queen here hits the rook. Threatens rook here. Very deadly. Okay, queen trade would be good for Palpatine. Rook takes for sure you want to do. Rook here for sure. Pawn here for sure. Defends everything. King here. That pawn was already defended. So now this pawn falls. $20 seconds for both sides. Rook here. Pawn here. Rook here. Yeah, attack this pawn. You can't save this pawn. Unless you go here, but you're still not really saving it. So, rook here. Bishop back. That's a free bishop. Rook takes is still available. I don't suspect they'll find it. So king here hits the rook. Defends the bishop. There goes another pawn. Rook here. Just going to win this pawn again. Pawn push. Rook here. Yep. 19 seconds to 10 seconds though. Bishop here now. Wasn't play. King here would have won a piece though, unfortunately. Pawn here maybe. Oh, rook here. Rook here, rook here. Yeah, definitely you want to go here. Yeah, definitely. So now you're winning this pawn. Rook back here. King now attacking the rook. Actually, is the rook trapped? I think it is. I think you got to take a pawn for it. No, attacking the... That's the best you could have done, but now white's just up a rook, and black's only hope is stalemate. So they're going to go for the stalemate. Getting rid of all their pawn moves. But now they got to move the king. There goes this pawn if they want it. Queen here is pretty good. Check. Pawn takes. King here, king back. Oh. They're pre-moving now. Oh, ladder mate. Ladder mate for the win. So Palpatine gets the second point. Let's look at Jag. He's only got 7 seconds. Dante. Good position. They're up. What are they up? They're up the exchange. 2 rooks. They've got a rook for a bishop. This is an annoying pin. Rook came here. Maybe you need a rook here. Maybe you can take this pawn threatening checkmate. Who knows? No, there's queen takes. Never mind. 2 seconds. 1 second. 0 second. Oh, 2.7. They made a move with less than a second on the clock. Is Dante going to pull off an upset? So Palpatine flawless so far, 2-0. Let me see here. Okay, so what happened here? Dante just flagged them. All right, so Dante with the big win. That's an upset win against Cal Poly's top board. Let's look at Nintaz versus Praveen. Okay, so Vishwa lost their first round. I believe that's the point to David. So I'm just gonna preemptively give David the point. So Cal Poly is up 4-1. This is still a round one game. Praveen versus Nintaz. This is an awkward position for white. Look at these bishops, man. But also look at this pawn. There's some crazy stuff going on. So bishop takes a pawn. But now, isn't there rook here? There's bishop check. Okay. This is annoying, though, to say the least. Bishop takes here. So now there's check again. Praveen. Up a piece, up a bishop here. But having to deal with c7 is very annoying. Also, rook to e7 also looks annoying. Oh, rook here forces the rooks off. I don't know if you want to do that, though. Rook d8 seems pretty good, actually. Okay, rook takes with check. King steps up, attacking the bishop. This is a threat now. I mean, I think black is obviously up a piece, right? But this pawn is deadly and dangerous. And black has to be very careful here. So bishop comes back, guarding this. What about just rook here now? So now king f7. You have to go king f7. Or king here, but there's that, which is annoying. So yeah, king f7's found. So yeah, I think black should be just fine here. Praveen, this is the top board from Florida against Nintaz. It's the bottom board for Cal Poly. We have another game. Apple Pie. Zachary is playing David Chang. So that is a round 3 match. Rook b8. Ooh. Rook b8 does not work because the bishop helps cover that. And I think Nintaz just missed that. Both sides now under a minute. So that was unfortunate. So that c-pawn is lost. That was white's only compensation for the piece. So rook b8, good intentions, attacking the bishop on b7, but unfortunately not good enough. So that wins another pawn, but not just any pawn, that very, very strong passed pawn. So rook b8 did not work for Nintaz, unfortunately. And so now black should be able to convert this. Hunting down this last h-pawn. Nintaz just pushing their only majority here, but the bishop should be able to stop that in time, as well as start getting these pawns rolling. So this pawn is hit. It's not even defended. So a5 could have been the chance, but yeah, no pass pawn for white. Only hope now is for some sort of stalemate, some sort of draw. But yeah, it's going to be, maybe they could go for the flag, but with the increment, it's going to be very difficult. This pawn is hit. You probably go here. No, just going for this trade, but that's good for black for sure. Anything's good for black. Just don't stalemate. King up. Yeah, rolling the pawns. King's going to go here trying to win this bishop. But the bishop will gladly sacrifice itself. And yeah. So going for the stalemate here. Queen check. Queen here, cutting the king off. Queen here. Oh, check. Check. Push the pawn through. Make the mate. Oh, just walking the king up. Do not go here. That's all I ask. Yep, smooth technique here from Praveen. So Praveen gets a point. So Florida, after a rough start, only down by 2. But yeah, Vishwa still not found. I think Vishwa will also forfeit against Nintaz. So that should be a point for Nintaz. So we'll give them a point. Okay, so we're looking at Zachary versus David here. So Zachary, no points out of the first 2 rounds, but they were playing the top 2 boards from Cal Poly's B team. Now they're going to be playing the bottom 2 boards from the B team. So if Zachary has any chance getting points, it's going to be here now. But still, even if they lose this game, they will play Nintaz next round. So I think Cal Poly B, they have their ratings are closer than Florida's. So Praveen is 1,500, their top board, and Zachary's 1,000. So Jag, oh, we missed Jag's game, but Nintaz is their bottom board at 1,300, which is pretty good in Division 6. Okay, so this game has just started between Nintaz and Dante. So yeah, we'll stick with Zachary and David here. So this king kind of starting to sweat a little bit, maybe. This king, though, hasn't even castled. This bishop's preventing longside castle because I think white wants to leave the rook on the h-file. They want to advance these pawns for sure. But g4 is a sensitive square, attacked 3 times, only defended once by the queen if the f-pawn were to move. And black, meanwhile, is just chugging on through with the pawns on the queen side. So we have a pretty exciting game here, if I do say so myself. G5 would love to be played, but the knight is hit. And now, yeah, maybe G5 is on the table. Maybe. What's funny, yeah, is G5. Can you just play G5? So G5 to me looks like the threat. Knight has saved itself. Maybe like knight here. Okay, bishop here, preventing G5, hitting the queen. Queen's gonna step back. Yeah, good move from black for sure. Just plugging g5 with tempo. So queen comes back to h2. If you go to h3, your pawn's going to be pinned by the bishop. So this also supports f4. So yeah, f4 is actually looking fantastic now. The king steps up and takes away a flight square from the bishop. So now the bishop's trapped. So best maybe you take here, hitting the queen, actually. But you take with check. But still, g4 is hanging. Perhaps maybe you needed to bring the knight in. Although winning a piece is always good, right? So definitely want to make sure you do this. Also, the bishop's still trapped, so maybe you don't even need to, because like knight e3 is also a good idea. Anyways, pawn takes with check, probably rook takes, and now h5 is very weak, very weak. Hit 4 times, defended only by the queen. All these pieces hitting h5. So, yeah, this pins the rook. So it's also pinning the bishop to the rook. So, yeah, maybe can you get away with knight takes? I don't know. Knight takes, I mean, there's rook here, though. Followed by rook here. This is a very interesting position for sure. So, wow, bishop takes, but holy smokes, that's mate in 2 right there, my friends. The bishop was pinned. Is Zachary going to find it? Yeah, queen takes rook, king here, and voila. Oh, rook here, though. Okay. Looking to win 2 pieces for the rook. So Zachary looking to get some points on the board for Florida. Should be able to convert that. Let's look at Dante versus Nintaz. Nintaz is Juan Mesa Vasquez. All right, so this rook is pinning the pawn to the king. So knight here was a mistake. Rook takes, and this king's still in the center. So probably better is I don't know. This is a tough spot to be in for sure, because bishop takes, queen takes is there, so that's annoying. Anyways, yep, rook takes, queen takes now. King here. This king's still not castled. Low time for Zachary. David, maybe he has a chance at the flag. I would bring the king here. Okay, oh, the knight's defending this actually, so yeah, maybe white can castle. You know what else is kind of crazy? Knight e6. Because pawn takes, you're threatening mate. And then castle. 9 seconds. Zachary, you can win this game. Just don't flag. You can do it. He needs to get this rook in is what he needs. Like, even just bringing the king up is great. This knight's defending everything. Wait, is there a rook check? You gotta watch out for this mate, though. So, the rook is kind of tethered down. 1 second. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. All right, so David wins this one. Despite being down 2 knights. That's unfortunate for Zachary. They played so well. So David gets a point there. Cal Poly building up their lead. That would have been a huge point for Florida. So now we got Dante versus Nintaz. Dante versus Juan. So this is Cal Poly's fourth board against Florida's third board. So I don't know if there are any other games. Praveen has only played one game, right? They haven't played David yet. David just finished playing Zachary. That was round 2. No, that was round 3. So David and Praveen didn't play their round 2 match. I don't know. So we'll see if they can start that one. $30 seconds for Dante. Low on the clock. Hold on, we've made some moves here. Ooh, queen takes rook. But the queen was defending that. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So rook goes here and Dante resigns here. So Nintaz gets a point. So that is unfortunate for Florida. I think Florida's just falling apart at the seams here. Cal Poly's racking up the wins. We got Dante versus David. So Praveen, David just playing. This is the 4th round. So Praveen was pretty late. Oh, I don't see Praveen's game. Hold on. Okay, so Praveen is playing Jag, who's the top. So this is round 4 matchup. So yeah, they kind of went out of order. But that's okay. Here we got the 2 top boards going at it. So Praveen slightly higher rated than Jag. So Cal Poly B, they have a very tight knit team here in terms of rating. Very little difference between all 4 of their players. Florida, meanwhile, has more extremes. They have a stronger top board and a weaker bottom board. So I kind of like the closer team. Ooh, look at Jag with 2 seconds on the clock, just sweeping up all the pieces. 2 second, 1 second, 4 second. Living off the increment. 1 second, 0 second. Oh, 2.3 seconds. Queen's hit. Gobbling up the pawns. Rook keeps attacking, gobbling up more pawns. Hitting the bishop. Bishop coming in. Queen, here's a free queen. Ah, oh my god. Oh my god. He's got no time. Oh, there it is. There it is. Praveen's going for the dirty flag. Oh my god. 5 seconds though. Check. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Rook block. Rook there for some reason. Expecting the king to move. I mean, I have not seen someone try to flag this bad. With 2 second increment. I mean, now Jag's got 10 seconds. Like, he played so well. Mate in 1. There it is. Wow. Wow. Okay, so Jag getting the 8th point for Cal Poly All four of their players have 2 points each. That is like very even. They do not have a clear-cut leader. But I think some of them have been forfeit wins. So I'm not entirely sure. I shouldn't have given the forfeit points. I think it's to David and Nintaz. I think I gave for Vishwa. That's okay. It's just harder to keep track this way, I think. Anyways, we got Nintaz and Zachary. These are the two bottom boards going at it. And Nintaz has about 300 rating point advantage. Also, potentially, yeah, this knight was free here. This was a free knight. So queen here hits the queen and the bishop. So the knight is still free. The bishop is now also free. It's like that commercial. Free, free, free. Okay. So the queen comes opposite the king, which threatens this and that, but also bishop takes defends that and wins a piece as well. So, yeah, we just have resignation. So Zachary, unfortunately, unable to play on in that position. And Juan getting the 3rd point. They're doing pretty well. Here we have David versus Dante still. So, yeah, with that 9th point, Cal Poly clinches the win. They will be moving on to the finals. Okay, so we got David versus Dante. H2 mate was threatened. Now the knight is hit. This pawn is very weak. Strong center with the pawns with white, especially when d4 falls. So the knight has to move. So knight goes back. Now d4 is hanging. Knight takes d4. Line up knight f3. Trading down. Also the bishop is hit. I don't know if you want to take the bishop. Yeah, I like knight f3. Just trading queen takes. f5 is a strong idea. You can go queen g3. I mean, this is hit. Rook here. Yeah, white definitely has a space. Here we go f5. Hello, Chess Jawa. How you doing? Is U Chicago eliminated? They lost their A and B team. I'm good. Thanks for asking. So, this pawn's hanging. The rook is now hanging. Rook here, though. There's some good compensation. This pawn's hanging. The bishop would be hanging. The pawn would be hanging. But, hey, if black can get enough counterplay, those pawns won't mean a thing. So, yeah, UTA, I mean, that was really unfortunate because they were missing a player. So bishop here, just defending f2. I like it. Just very solid. You know, you're already up 2 pawns. Don't need to be too greedy here. And the pawns are very weak regardless, right? So just closing down the counterplay from black before it even begins. It's a very solid play from David. Let's get a little sneak peek into Palpatine versus Praveen. So top board from Florida. They lost to Cal Poly's top board, which is their best player on the B team. So not too bad. But yeah, Praveen definitely expected to win as a top board. So he's playing against Enrique out here, Cal Poly Pomona's second board. And actually looks like Palpatine has won a queen somehow. With the bishop check. So let's see, what's the material? It's a queen. It's a queen for two bishops. So bishop pair versus the queen. Very interesting. Actually, it's not so easy. Up a queen against the bishop pair in this position. So probably want to like activate the pieces a little more. Yeah, rook lift. Probably want to get the queen out of the diagonal. Yeah. So now you probably, I mean, there's a check. And if the king goes here, you have knight takes. Gnarly move. Because bishop takes would be mate. So doubled rooks. Knight has a move, which defends the rook backwards. So that's very helpful. All right, let's go back to David and Dante. Ooh, black is getting in here. So, yeah, this trying to get the pin, but wow, bishop takes, not even threatening mate, but rook takes, queen check here, king here, allowing rook check, and if king takes, that's mate. And if you don't take, yeah, this was a mistake. So king here was not the move. Best move, apparently, is just bring the rook back. So yeah, credit to black here, Dante, for finding this. Yeah, queen takes. Ooh, hold up. Queen e4 check. And, what is going on here? Bishop block. Wow. There's no way white finds this. Rook check, queen perpetual. No way white finds this. They have 2 whole minutes. Anything else they do, they're mated. Will they find this resource? Oh my god, they find it. Rook check, queen e8, perpetual. Wow. Hey, I mean, black was losing, but this was incredible. This was a crazy resource. Do I play on Lichess? Yes, I do. So in this position, best is h takes. Queen takes allows for this perpetual. That's crazy. So yeah, that's just a forced draw. So Palpatine and Praveen have settled for a draw there. No, that was David and Dante. Never mind. Praveen and Palpatine are still playing. So Dante up to 1.5. David to 2.5. All right. So after this game, I don't know how many more games they need to play, but Vishwa forfeits to Jag for sure. So we'll give them an extra point. And let's see here. I don't know what other games they're missing, but yeah, Vishwa forfeits. Unfortunate to be missing a player. Florida, though, they will be playing next week still in the third round match, so they should still be trying to stick around. Bishop c4 is kind of annoying, to say the least. But queen c2 is good enough. Just got to make sure you don't blunder back rank mate. Yep, so Praveen finds it. Less than a minute here. So yeah, black had that bishop pair versus the queen. Hey, Ryan, good to see you, man. I would go here, but still this. So rook. Oh, but that's mate. That's mate in 1 right there because the queen covers the flight square. Very tricky to see. So Palpatine getting a win against Praveen, top board. So that is 11.5 to 2.5, which is basically meaning there are 2 games missing, but I think Vishwa probably forfeits to Jag. So then there's 1 game that I haven't seen yet. It's probably Praveen versus David, but I don't even know if they want to play it, if they don't even have to. They don't really need to. All right, so that is the match. I think Jag went undefeated. So, yeah. Unfortunate for Florida, but they do play again next week for the 3rd place match. Cal Poly Pomona, they lost their A team, but they won their B team, so they will move on to the finals, and their A team will play for 3rd place in Division 3. So that is it.